Hey guys, if you look at my screen, it's crooked. Um, yeah, I was working on something and I ended up making a little error, but it's okay. And it's a small one. Let's give me take this gum out. It's it's the balance, and I was in a rush, man, and I couldn't get it getting fixed fast enough. But let me give you an update on where I am so far with this. If anyone's been following, I wanted to try something, and it's not like something I have all day to do. So I get like a few minutes, and then I work on it today. I get a few minutes tomorrow. I work on it again. So it's like that. But I was trying to find this. It's kind of a washer ring that would have given me some lift on this end of the beam, and so it's a little crooked. So my camera's a little bit off. So just forgive me for that. And trying to see. I was really trying to get my hands away from messing with the camera. Like that's the old that was the whole idea of this. But I can't seem to get the It's close enough, right? We could work with that. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can see what's going on here. Just kind of give me a moment. Let me refresh this. Let me just give me a moment. Let me okay. That's the one. Okay, turn on. Okay. We'll see what happens. These things start acting a little crazy, and you just have to adjust. Okay, so welcome back, folks. Welcome back. All right, so first let's go through the let's go through our housekeeping, okay? Uh, so our program is sponsored by MonroeVacuums.com and GMArtShirts.com. Those are our sponsors that allow us to continue to keep the show going. Okay, so all of you who purchase parts from our site or t-shirts, we appreciate the business and we thank you very much for the effort. And then there's also a support uh, tab where you can go and you can do some kind of donation if you feel like it, if you're up to it. We appreciate everything. Okay. And don't forget, we got a backpack on sale. This is the last day. We're going to be taking it down after today and be replacing our sale. But so it's the last day to get this particular backpack on sale at our site. And hell, hey, hey. Okay. All right. No, my apologies, man. I saw the mic and I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me this thing is off again. Um, yeah, so that's how that goes. All right. All right, so let's go to the comment of the week. All right, so it reads here. Let me see if I can move this around a little bit. Can I move this so we can see it better? Let me see here. Let's do this. Let's fix that. Okay, so I have the Revolution 2X deep cleaner, 155 volt. I guess that's what that's for. And the water pours out of the clean water tank with a red part on the bottom. So this is a Revolution deep cleaner. It could be 155V. Let me look that up. Let's see what that model looks like. I'll try my service site first, and then I'm gonna try the. Oh man, it's under construction. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's under construction. Okay. All right, that's fine. Let me see something here. Let me see if I can share the screen with you guys as I do this quick search. Let's see if I can pull up the screen. Forgive the delay here for a second, guys. I'm trying to see. I'm on, okay, so I'm on this side. It's too small. Let me, 50%. So we're looking for a Bissell. This is parts warehouse, guys. A lot of the times when I want schematics, I'll go here. Now I have my Bissell. What do you call that? I already have my service site, but right now that's under construction, so it's what it is. Let me slide this over a little bit. Okay. Now I'm still doing this manually right now, guys. My camera, but I'm gonna show you my progress on my little motorized pulley. Okay, that I'm working on. So deep cleaner. Let's select that, and she says 155. No, I don't see it here. It's a Revolution 15 1548. It might be just an updated version of this model here, this 1548. Okay, I believe she said it was 15. Let me see. Let me go back to this one here. Just bear with me for a second, folks. Okay, 155V, right? 155V. So it could either be it wouldn't be voltage. What am I talking about? All right, let me try this then. Let's do a regular Google search then. And I want to make. I said what I don't want, because the revolutions have slight differences, and I don't want to give the wrong information. So, but the tanks are pretty much the same. I'll be honest with you. The tanks don't have that much of a difference, if any. So let's focus on what she's saying. All right. Oh no, is it Grandma Juki? Okay. All right, Grandma Juki, what's up? 2 hours ago. All right. The Revolution deep cleaner. Okay. This. So let's assume it's 155 V, right? Water pours out the clean water tank at the bottom. Okay. All right. Let's tell you this. All right. If from my knowledge on the Bissell clean water tank, you have the rubber gasket, that red rubber O-ring style gasket. All right. It's like 2 layers to it. Like, it's not just one ring. It's a ring, little space, some ridges and stuff like that. And right beneath that is a spring where when you sit it on the unit, the water will pour out. All right. So there's a little if you look in the unit, if you lift the tank up and look down, you'll see you'll see a ring, a hole, and then you'll see something sticking out. That's a poker. Best way to put it. And the moment you sit the tank on poker, the water releases. Okay. There's a song. Oh man, this song came to mind. If you're from Jamaica, you may know this song, right? It's about the plumber. And it's this part that says the water's running. Anyway, forget it. When I put poker, the water's running. I used to love that song. So I think the lyrics goes, he said, I read an ad in the newspaper. This woman is looking for a plumber, right? And I took the job and I took a look, right? And I took a look, right? And she said, hold it down and turn it around. And then she said, turn it around and push it back in, the water's running, So it's, anyway, it was a fun song. All right. I'm moving on. I digress. Oh man. At least, hey, look, even if the humor is a little bit off, at least I'm this is the real me, okay? It's not fake. These things make me laugh, so it's what it is. All right, let's slide over to the cam. Let's see. I got a mess over here, but it's going to help us out. Today we're going to cover a shark. I'm going to replace a cord on one of the shark rockets. And I may be able to diagnose what's going on with this Rainbow if we have time. Let's have some fun. But as an update, I'm hoping to have this thing up and running by the next live, right? Because I have to test it. I would have hate to rush it, and then that's what I was doing. And so let's see if my camera's doing well. Oh, one more comment. Hold on. Huge help, Wayne. Definitely a new subscriber. Hey, thanks and welcome. Neon Gummy Bears. All right. That's awesome. Thank you. What else we have here? Who else is here? This guy says he have an African gray parrot that chew up cords. Wow. An African gray parrot that chews. I was telling guys how bunnies was my surprise. I knew dogs, that was just natural, right? But bunnies, I was like, damn, now African parrots. Wow. Something about those cords. All right. One last one. All right. This video was so amazing. Thank you so much for this video. It's no longer leaking. You're the best. I try to be the best. Which video was this about? The Hoover Power Scrub. Okay. And okay, that's cool, man. Hey, listen, guys, thanks for all the subscribers and the subscriptions. Thanks, having them come in. We appreciate all the support and all the positive feedbacks and everything else. Okay, so right now, let's go over to that shark and let's see what we can do, man. Hope my cam is still doing its job. Sometimes this overhead cam just act funky. Give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can adjust this thing so you can see what you're supposed to see here. But I really do have to get a better camera. Honestly, a better I do have to get a better camera, and I can admit it. For sure. All right, so take a look at this mess I have over here. All right, let's see if I can get my camera to kind of follow me. Ugh. All right, let's slide over. Let's slide down the pipe. Yeah. All right. Great. We are back on track here. Okay. Can you see my hands here? All right. Let me get my gloves, and I may have to. Golly, I really do have to get a better camera. The close up. It's just not crystal. Don't like it. So I think by next week, we might be seeing a better overhead cam. Okay, guys? I'm getting to where I'm like, it was frustrating me. Okay, so this is the vision. This was the vision I had. All right, the vision I had. I saw a young gentleman make a slider, and let me see if I can share the slider picture that I did. Let's see if I can share it. Okay, so I did that. That's the camera that you see me on right now, and that camera is supposed to kind of move with me, as I'm moving, but it gets lost, and I can't seem to get the app to link. So I'm gonna try it again, because then I can control it with the phone, and I can get the phone to kind of move it for me. But anyway, but still, I love this project because it's a project. You're making something, right? And so what I had in mind here, let me come on. Why is my mouse all the way over there? God, hey. Okay. So what I did, I don't know if you can see this drawing. Probably can't. So bright. So that picture you saw, I was trying to put alongside it. Let's say this is the whole thing, and the platform is over here. Okay. So let's say the camera is a circle. Okay. So what I was trying to do is set up that motor somewhere over here or over here, either end. They're end caps on these, so they kind of come around like this. It's like a tube. Okay. Like that. Okay. Can you see it? You can turn it this way. There you go. So now what I was trying to do is put the motor here, the little motor box, there's a little gear, and then the belt is there's the maybe piece of the platform might come out. I don't know. I tried doing it this way, but it seemed to be rubbing up against the thing. So anyway, I may have to get a tensioner, pulley, whatever. I'll figure it out. But I have kind of a pulley ring thing here. The belt will wrap around the pulley. Okay, wrap around the gear. Like that, right? Now the belt will be attached right here. It's going to be attached right here. So as the motor moves, okay, the platform will move and I just have to stop it. I might even put a circuit breaker when it comes to a certain point, so it shuts the power off, and I may do it on the other side also. Not a breaker, a micro switch. So that's the concept in my head. Okay, all right, that's the concept. All right. So now let me show you, and this is the thing I have. So these are the here. So this is the belt, and this is actually a 3D printer belt. Okay, I was able to get it at like a lot. You know, it's not expensive actually. I was able to get a good enough length. Hold on, let me get where did I put the rest of it? God, here it is. I have a whole bunch of it, right? And then I can lock the belt in, right? And you can adjust the strength of the belt, the length with this. See that? And then the other side of the belt will go here. And then you put your screw in your nut, and it locks it in. And now the belt can move like that. See, this made an extender. See that? An anchor for the belt. And that's the idea. So now let me show you what I got. It's really clumsy. I had a lot of choices with little motors I wanted to try out. Right? I had these here. Okay. This is from I forgot what it was from. I think it's from shampoo. Yep, it's from a shampoo because it has a pump still attached. So I was gonna use one of these. I figured, all right, nah, don't like that. Okay, I had this little tiny one here, but it couldn't handle power. It can probably do it now because of what I just did. And then I had a Dyson brush right here because it already had the gear set up. Then I would have to put a gear on this side to ride the belt. All right, so I tried that. Right. So originally, I took the back of the Shark vacuum, but then I realized that it sent the power down to the head, which also had a second circuit board. Now, I know some people who are smarter because you can just really get one circuit board to reduce it all the way down to what you need. But this is the setup I had, and I just wanted to see the experiment through. Okay, so I finally got it to work. All right, I finally got it to work. All right, this is the setup for my my thing. This is just to get it to work, okay, folks? Right? So now it can actually go forward and it can go backwards. Okay, so it can pull this way or it can pull that way. All right. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna plug it in and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And then we're gonna move to the cord. But you'll finally get it. This is vacuum cleaner parts, guys, repurposing. It's like these guys were already smart enough to figure out how to get this thing to communicate from the handle all the way down to the nozzle, to reduce power, to shut off the brush, to do all these fancy things that they already figured this stuff out already. You see what I'm saying? And then most of this stuff is junk in the trash. Okay, that we toss them away, right? And so with all the money and time and energy put into these circuit boards, and it's like, damn, golly, man, we could use them for something. So anyway, here we go. Let me show you what I did. So the power goes into this one, direct from the wall. It's reduced down. Okay. Slide over. Let me do it again. Right. So here's the power is going in. Power goes in. This is from the wall, directly from the wall. Okay. Reduced down, and then it goes and it hits the second circuit board. Now this is the one that would normally be at the floor. Okay, let me show you, because I realized that the motor I was using was a vacuum motor. Was kind of a motor like this, and the circuit board that is here, this is doing its job, and the power is coming from the handle, which is plugged into this. See? It's plugged into this. So I figured, so the power is leaving here and is going to the board, and then it goes from the board to the motor. So why not I just put this right there in the middle and see what happens? And it worked. Because it was a little bit too much the last time. It was working, but it was a little too much energy, too much electricity for that motor. And it was kind kind of delaying. You know, you felt it straining. It was like, oh my God, ha ha ha. You know, I'm trying to work. So let me show you. Let me show you moving left and right. Okay, right here. So I'm gonna go forward, and I'm gonna go the other way. So I can go forward, and I can go the other way. Now it's a bit much. It's gonna sling my camera. I gotta find a way to reduce the power somewhat, you know, or have a tone down, you know, like a. But this is the belt drive. So what I did is I shaved this down on here. I bought these online, so I'm able to shave down the little nub that came out, and I just tighten that up over here, and then make sure it was on nice and snug. And now it can ride that belt. So it's gonna ride the belt, and then it's gonna pull my platform, and there you go. That's. But it's you see it is that's a lot of power, right? It's gonna go swing. But I enjoy the journey. Anyway, all right, I'm done with that, guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching this part of my little thing, my update, and let's get into this um, the shark rocket. All right, okay. Let me move this up. Oh shit! Hold on. So give me a second, folks. I just did something I wasn't supposed to do. Something sparked just now while I was trying to move my stuff out the way. What the hell? I hope I didn't ruin my damn thing, man. You know, I'll be so mad at myself if I just did that, just being careless. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, let me move this stuff out the way. Golly. Hey, that's part of the process too, man. Making dumb mistakes and learning from it, and come in. Sometimes, a lot of the times, guys, your mistakes come back. You get better results. You know, it's like, look, if we're too afraid to try things, nothing happens. That's like guaranteed, right? How's that? That's like, for all the people that says, but what happened if you do that? But what happened if this and this could happen and that could happen? And it's just like, all right, I get it. That all of that stuff is correct. All that stuff can happen. What happens if you do nothing? Nothing happens, right? So anyway, that's guaranteed. or or it gets worse because sometimes problems are escalating, and if you don't do nothing, the problem gets worse. But if I do this, I can also mess up. I say, yeah, but you have a guaranteed outcome right now. Right now, if you do nothing, you're guaranteed that this will fail. You don't know the other way. So let's try it. So you have one of these, and you haven't, especially when you start having to do stuff like this, it's already down the road. Okay, so if you find that you have to do stuff like putting tape on them, just change it. Just change it, because you would hate that at the worst time. When you should have that lesson, you learn it, and then it's like I learned it just like me. I just had the spark right here. So next, plug it first. you know. So let's get started. Let's take all this stuff out. I mean, I don't think I have to even go this far in. Okay, but from my memory, when I'm messing with these, I'm going to be taking the screws out from here, and I'm also going to have to kind of slide in this section here if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and use like a pry and pry it open. All right. So let's do this, folks. Let's do this. It's a security. It's a security screw. Let's see if I have the right size. I should have checked that out first, right? Should have checked it out first, right? Okay, I got the right one. All right, girl. Okay. Now you can get You can get brand new cords, or you can get a longer cord. I think is the back? Are you kidding me? So the back, the back is Phillips. Okay, fine. Yeah, you can get a longer cord if you want, stuff like that. Sometimes people will just do it just for that reason, just to give themselves a longer cord. Or you just want to replace your cord, right? That's fine too, of course. But to try it, like you've been thinking about it, and you're like, I don't know anyone that knows how to do this. You know what? A lot of this stuff you can do, just as long as this thing is unplugged, right? So, as long as it's unplugged and you didn't do it like me, you'll be fine. Where's my spatula? You know what? Let me use a filler. Let me use a flathead because I can't find my spatula right now. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go in. So I'm just gonna prying this out here. Just gonna pry these out. It's kind of, if you pull it apart a little bit, kind of loosen it some enough to do that. Okay. So that's this. You have these little tabs right there. See that? It just snaps in. And you do the other side the same way. Kind of pull it just a little bit, And get this onto there. And then do the same for the other side. Pops right out. So now we're going to go and look to try to get this section off, okay? If it's the same way I remember. All right, let me see. Hold on. Wait. Time out. Something doesn't feel right. Give me a second, folks. I wanna double check this. There's a slight shift in. There's a shift in the force, folks. Hold on. Let me just make sure that this looks like it was screwed in from the back. Looks a little different from the other setup I had. Hold on. Yeah. Wait. Nope. I'm good. This screw here, I was seeing this screw because I saw the screw from here, and what I didn't want to do is yank it out, okay? But that's the screw I was seeing from up top. Okay. So anyway, so now that we got this, look how simple it is now. Now that you took it off, now see, all the scary stuff is out the way, guys. Believe it or not. Now that you took it off, right? All you notice is that you just have a cord with a little pattern corridor. So we may have to figure something out here, but we will. And then the cord continues, and you have your neutral and your live wire, your hot and your neutral wire right here, black and white. See that? So we just got to connect the black and white to the replacement cord. Okay. So we're gonna keep it real simple like that. All right. So. And then the only other thing after that is what you use to connect your wires. Certain things are better than others because of the space you have, okay? But for the most part, you can pretty much use basic wire connectors to make it work, okay? Okay? Something's biting me. Okay, am I on? Are you still with me? Okay. All right, so now we're going to put this to the side for a second. All right. Okay. This is kind of our anchor to kind of hold it in place. And what is holding in place is this setup right here. See this? See? This is a key factor here. So ideally, you would want to find a cord that mimics that style, right? Ideally, right? So what do you do? Right? What do you do when you can't find that, right? It becomes kind of a hassle, like a little roadblock. Let me cut this for a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay. We'll move this to the side for now. So right now, this is we're putting our brains over here, right? Well, let's see. If this thing can slide right out, we are in good shape, right? Where's my blade at? Ah, ah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It slides right out. Okay, fantastic. So now I have a little longer cord here. This is a Dyson cord. It's like, so how soon you want? So I need it right away. I work. I use this for work. I'm like, oh wow. So well, because the cord you're asking for, I'm gonna have to order. The long ones I have are all commercial, you know. And just give me what you can put together. You know, you can say you're the wizard. I'm called the wizard, folks. I'm called the wizard. All right. All right. So now I'm just kind of cutting this down a bit. I have a hook. I have a hook blade right here. It should be on a what you call it, on a holder, but I can't seem to get it right now. But let me so the hook, meaning what it's doing, I'm just trying to get the plastic to cut, and I'm trying not to cut the wires on the inside. Just trying to get this section. See that? So I use a hook because it can do that, and I'm not putting extra pressure on it to look at it. Right? You're not putting extra pressure to cut down. Right? You're hooking this way. All right. So you can get yourself a hook blade. It's a lot safer than the regular blade. That's for sure. All right. So, but I mean, they function differently. They have different functions. All right. Let's get this out. So now you have this here. Okay. We're gonna strip this wire. Okay. You know what? I probably should have done this before I strip it. I should have done this because this gets in your way. The strip gets in your way when you're trying to feed it through these things. Okay. So what we're gonna do, keep that in mind. That and these things. That and the way. See how this is cut, the rigid edge. So there's something you can do. You can actually. Let me give you a little way out of this. Okay. And it may work, and sometimes it may not work. Sometimes. You could probably use a piece of tape, or you can just use a tiny piece of something like this. These little things, and just a tiny piece, right? And what you want is to close down. It might just be a little tough. It's possible, okay? If you do this, because you're giving it more body, right? You can go for a cleaner cut, okay? See how, and then you shrink wrap it, and then you can force it through there. They're options, okay? But if it's tight like this, you may want to just slowly wedge it in. Just slowly, just kind of slowly do this. Wedge, wedge, wedge. Just take your time, push it through. You're going to get to a point where it's going to be hard to push, and you're going to have to be patient because you don't want to pull this too hard and kind of create a wrinkle back here, because then you end up pulling the wire while this is not moving. So you have to just, it's a patient thing, okay? You can still pull on this a little bit, but don't make it your major way of getting it through, because you're going to end up yanking the wire out of its little snug position. Come on, we're almost there. Now, see, like I have some of this paper. So now I can use my twister because the paper is connected to that thing. Now I can use this and kind of yank it a little bit with the paper, and it'll come up with it. And maybe you can even let the paper in the beginning, let the paper stay all the way up here. That's an option, and then you can pull it out easier. See, so now it's see that? Okay. So next, Next, we're going to relieve this guy of his position. Thank you for your service and your work. Okay, you've done a great job for us, but we're now going to be moving on to a new stage of this game. Okay. All right. Cool. Fantastic. So now you can fit this right in there, nice and snug. Okay. But remember, it's going to have to go around a this section here. It's going to have to go. So you're going to have enough rope, okay, to do this. Show you this, this. Then for the anchor, this is going to help brace it. See that? Like that. Okay. And then you put this down. Oh, my bad. This is for right here. This is for over here. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Yep. Now it's sitting lovely right there. And then this is for right there where the screws are going to go. And then you put this down like that. And then we put the screws in. Okay. Okay, good people. Good people of the internet. Okay. All right, one more. All right, and I'm just gonna. I didn't want to do all this stuff without having it secure. Golly. Hold on. That's in my head for a half hour. I should have like messages, flashing across my head. Like I'm watching his head. Oh, there's a message, a little joke popping up on his head. All right, so here we go. All right, so now we're going to splice this here. Well, not splice, but we're gonna strip this. I should have done it before. Well, the reason I didn't do it before, right? But after I got it through here, then that's probably a good time to do this. All right. So now you do this. Now you gotta make a decision on what you want to do. You can cut this short, but I hate doing it too short because sometimes then I'm stuck with with how much. But midway is at least good right here. So I'm gonna cut it midway, cut some of this extra stuff off, right? Because you don't want it to be too much clutter in this section, okay? I trust the scissors. So I'm gonna do this. So now you have a choice. You can use your twisty caps, which works fine. There's nothing wrong with them, right? Or you can use like these little tiny ones, because you got some room. You got some room right in here to rest it. You have some room around here. You got a little bit of room to kind of rest your stuff. What you only have to be mindful of is that you don't put it near the part where you have to put the screw in. That little circle right there where you put the screw in. You just don't want it right there next to it, because you see how close it is. So it's very easy for your cord to kind of lie next to it, and all of a sudden you put a screw right through your cord. So be mindful of stuff like that. Okay. So a good one is a flat one. Like a nice flat deal. The clip-in ones are good. The ones where you just connect them. I've done them with these two, so it's I'm not partial either way when it comes to this particular setup. Because if you don't have these, I don't want you to think you can't do it. So let's do it with this, okay? Now you notice how tight it is, right? You see, I'm struggling to keep them tight. See that? Because you really don't need too much room, but you also don't need it to be too short either. You don't want too much bundle on this thing, and you don't want it to be too short either. Okay. And you can finish it up by wrapping it up in tape if you're not comfortable. If you're not confident that you're going to keep the wires separated and insulated properly. Let me turn it on the side. I don't like that I'm fighting with this. better angle. I saw a who has that? Samsung has a vacuum. It's like $1,000, right? And it's not even a vacuum. I think it's a mop. I'm like $1,000. You guys price that. You guys must be real confident in that, man. $1,000 for that mop. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm trying to pull it up. But it's supposed to be an AI mop, right? I'm like, okay. So when I'm thinking AI right now, right? Like now I'm thinking this thing's got to be making plans, talking to me like an AI agent. That's what I'm thinking. Like it's like you know, I was gonna mop, but I realized I saw that the stuff was on the ground. I decided to pick it up. It's like why is the mopping delayed? What happened? Let's see. All right. You know what? Let me put some black tape. Let me put some around one of these. Oh, golly. Can't find it right now. Can't find it right now. Okay, can't find it right now. What you gonna do? Okay, no problemo. What am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. What's this? Watch what I'm gonna do. Watch what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll cover up the black. I'm gonna put the shrink on it. Okay, and I'm just gonna. Again, you don't have to, but I want to. So let me just light this up a little bit. Kind of shrink it a little. There you go, buddy. Just shrink a little bit for me. There you go. You can't see my flames. Oh God. I ran out of juice. Okay, almost there. Okay. So look what I did. I just covered it all the way fully with the black shrink wrap. See that? Okay. So that kind of give me a little bit of I feel a little better. Okay. So now I'm gonna clip this in. Looks like we clip this first, this section here, into here first. Okay. Yep. And then kind of wiggle it down. Okay. Make sure my stuff is on the side. It's not near there. This has some room. It can play it on that side. Good. This has room over here. Okay. All right. Now that you've done this, right? What you're gonna have to do, let me make sure. Let me make sure we're good. Give me a second, guys. Let me make sure we're good here. Yep, we're good now. Okay, what you're gonna have to do now, okay, is put these in first before you tighten everything up. Okay. Oh, this stops. There you go. So I put these guys in first. Do the same here. Put this guy in first. Now squeeze it together. Okay. Squeeze it together and put your screws in. Okay. The short ones go near the lid, and the long ones go in the back. And hold on, I'm almost there. Oh, the water running. I saw the ad and didn't pay for this woman. She's looking for a plumber. It's like I think, was it like a calypso? I think it's like a calypso, soca, calypso song. Turn around and rolling, turning around and push it back in. Okay. Voila, man. Guys, I think we did it. Let's test it out. What do you say? You know, I'll be messed up if I didn't test the damn thing and we did all that and then it doesn't work. But again, all those mistakes are good for you, man. Anytime you gotta do stuff over, it just makes you better. All right, let's power it on. That's for you when you do when you make it. You know what I mean? When you make it. Guys don't get it, man. I'll do it like this. I'll say it this way. Okay, so let's say you work in government, right? You get paid by the taxpayers. So that's your job, and now you're wheeling and dealing, you're talking to people and all that stuff. But you don't make anything. You don't you're not building a business. You're building a following, right? That's what you're doing. You're selling. You're a salesman, selling your ideas and pitching, and I gotta say the right thing, and I got. But if you know how to build something, there's a different mindset behind how you attack things, because there's a patience to it. There's a weight. There is especially if you had sales experience, there's a waiting process. I'll give you an example when it comes to sales, right? And we're going to go to the rainbow. So let's say you're closing a deal, and you put your offer on the deal. Now, people say that that some of this stuff is just salesy stuff, but it's human behavior. It's human behavior. This is what it is. Put the deal on the table. Pass the deal over with the pen. Okay? Show them where to sign. And then you shut your mouth. And you wait. And that's it. And you already have your, you have possible objections because you've been paying attention, right? You've been paying attention to everything that was said. You overcame this objection. Let's say the person said, I can't do it for 3 months, and if it wasn't for that, I would do it. You're like, really? He said, yes, really. Are you sincere about that? Yes. I mean, in other words, you're telling me if I came back in 3 months, we got a deal? Say, yeah, if you come back in 3 months, you got a deal. Man, listen, I appreciate an honest person like yourself. I would love for us to do business today, and that's the only thing stopping you, right? Okay, yeah. And the payments we worked out, those things are fantastic. Yep, payments are great, but in 3 months. Fantastic, great. Thanks a lot, man. So after you get that commitment, you put a deal together, and let's say you defer the payments for 3 months. I say, listen, you don't even have to worry about it. I understand. I'll work it out where your payments will start in 3 months. It's okay right there. You got a deal. You shut your mouth. Because it's human nature. We're all trading. We're all back and forth. We're bartering. We're trading. It's just that we lost the skill because everything is easy. You don't bargain at Walmart, do you? You just go in there and you just pay what the price is, right? But if you ever go to Canal Street or Chinatown or whatever, there's a bargaining spirit that's still there, in a lot of these places. So trade shows, farmers market type stuff, people are still bartering, and anyway, we're done with this. Let's go to the next one. But when they don't build things, man, they have a different attitude. They don't have a respect for money the same way. Building things does something to you guys. It gives you a feeling of appreciation of what you built, and it does something to me mentally. it frees you up, man. You think that you think problems can be solved a lot more than if you're not that person. How's that one? It's an attitude, you know. You think it can be solved. All right, I'm gonna go inside this rainbow here. Um, holy crap! I don't have much time. Let me at least show you how to get inside the rainbow. How's that one? We can start there. Okay. And if I have enough time, we can probably try to identify what's going on. Let me plug it in real quick. Okay. Let me plug it in real quick, folks. And those of you who came by, man, just drop a like on our channel. You know, help us out. We're going places, and we want you to come along for the ride. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on. What's happening with this rainbow? Yeah. This sounds horrible. Okay. All right. I already have suspicions. Let me unplug this. I already have my suspicions on something, but I want to take this off. There's a sound I'm hearing, and I want to take this off and see if that particular sound disappears. Okay? I want to take this off here, and I want to see if that sound goes away first. Give me a second. Can't see. Sorry about that, guys. You can't see what I'm doing. First thing I did is I took this off. I used a flathead screwdriver, pop that off. Or you can use a pliers if you want, because it's shaped like that. All right, comes right off. Then I took this off. Okay, this is off. The sound I was telling you about, it has to do with right here. Because if this sound is still here, oh, let me try it again. Plug it in. The second sound. It sound okay. I can hear bearings going. I hear something like a bad bearing. But there's also another grinding, and I want to identify it. And this sounds like something is rubbing. Hold on. Yeah, sounds like a bearing. Yeah, we won't be able to tackle that today. But that's what it sounds like. Um, that's what it sounds like. How far can I go before we run out of time? Let me see. All right, let's bear with me, guys. Let me dig this up. All right. Um, when you take this off, you just get like a knife or something, and just cut away at it at the base of it. It's just like we call it rubber cement or something. And where's my blade? You don't want to yank. You don't want to rip it too hard. You know why? If you can avoid damaging this rubber gasket. What's that? What's that? What's the official name for the thing below that? Flang? A slang flang? Forgot the official name. But that thing is on there pretty good. You may end up having to replace this by the time you're done. It's possible. But let's try at least not to have to replace it if we don't have to. But it's on there pretty good. Damn. Yeah, it's on there pretty good. And I don't have a lot of time. And I have more of these at the shop, so let me just take the chance and pull it up, okay? Because it don't look like. Let's try this way. Try to cut away at it. You know, like when you're doing ribs, I see those guys on Facebook and Instagram, and they get these big blocks of rib, big rib. They put it on the table and they start. I've seen those guys at work, man. People that are good at their craft, man. You gotta admire. You gotta admire that, man. It's admiration for what it takes to get good at something. Okay, Almost done, man. Golly. Yeah, the whole thing is gonna rip. All right, guys. All right, I'm just gonna rip the whole thing. I'm sorry. I was trying to hold it, but I'll just I'll just put one of mine on here because there's no getting to this without damaging it. Yeah, this one is just this one is on there like holy cow. So I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going. I'm not going. Damn. All right, let's try take one of these out first. Give me a second. Let's see. All right, so it's not rusted in. It's just glued in. Okay. Be careful with this though, because these screws will get rusted, and man, shoo. Try to take this thing off, and you see what happened. Now you can. There's a couple of things you could do to grind this stuff off. You could probably just use a regular screwdriver like I'm doing right now. Just clear away that spot where the screw is. It's like I don't know. I think 6 or 7 screws on this damn thing, but they're all about the same length apart. So if you don't if you're not sure, let's kind of anticipate where the next one's gonna be. See, like this one's right here. Okay, that one's up and out. Next one. And if you have like a Dremel that can eat away at stuff, you can use that too. Just grind it up real quick. Grind away at the stuff. All right. This one here is going to be a little tough. Almost done, folks. It's done. I wanted to show you that damn vacuum, man. But golly. I don't know, man. I'll probably show it Saturday. Forgot what it's. Let me see if I can remember what it's called. But what is it called? God. Holy cow, come on. Okay. It's out. Man. All right, they don't want me to do this today. They don't want me to do this today. But man, you don't control what I do, you know? I control it, man. I control it. I yes, yeah, this is gonna be a lot of work. You know what? Is my Dremel near here? Do I have it nearby? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Give me a second. Let's make short. Let's make short order of this thing, guys, because it's starting to piss me off. It's like you're getting in my way right now. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let me get this Dremel. Let me see if I can eat away at this. You have to be careful of this rubber cement stuff because it's gonna try to gum up whatever it is you're using. So get one of your trash ones that's almost gone, like this. This is almost gone. So I don't mind sacrificing this. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is like too much. This is way too much foam right here. Let me cut away some of this. This is way too much. Come on, man. Yeah. It's gonna be too much to use a Dremel on. The other one should be like right here. It's like it should be like right here. Okay. Worked. Okay. Persistence overcomes resistance, folks. Okay. Well, the next one should be about right here. Look at that. Okay. Next one should be about. Ay, ay, ay. Holy cow. Well, it's on there good. Oh, man, it's secure. Golly. Okay. All right, so this one is up. One more, guys. One more. Okay, almost there. It's over a mountain of stuff. It's almost there. I see it. I see it. You know, if this was a video, we would have done the cutscene, and then it would have already. You wouldn't have to sit through this. Okay. Where's my? Do I have any? Let me see something. Give me a second, folks. I'm just checking for something. I just noticed I didn't look at anything. Hey, who's that? Oh wow, that's cool. What is? Oh my, what language is that? Oh man, that's awesome. Tenant. Either that or I just can't see properly. I can't see properly. I'm gonna say what's up. What's up? What's up? Hey, what's up? From where? Where you from? Okay, I think I'm ready to go, guys. I think I'm ready to go. Let's try to lift this up and see what happens. Mhm. Wow. Holy cow. Man, it's in there. Golly. Okay. Well. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Look at that. Look at this. You see what was happening here? That was grinding. Interesting. Let's plug it back in and let's turn it on again and let's see if we hear that sound again, okay? I might have to shut it off from here, guys. But at least we found something, right? Let's see what it sounds like now. Well, guess what? I think it's this bearing right here. I think this is the guy right there. Um, the only way to get any further in is to take the whole thing off, and then we would have to take this guy off. We would have to take him off. We would have to get to the top where the white cover for the motor is. We would have to unlock all of those clamps that are holding it down, and then we would have to go in and unlock these clamps here. Well, I mean, we could, yeah, because we can't really get to these unlocking mechanism part of the clamps, and then we can pull this off, and then we can probably see if we can go about replacing the bearing here or replacing this plate, because it's possible the bearing may not be able to come out. Okay, but I can hear it right there. So anyway, that's the diagnostic on that one. Okay. Um, who knows if I'm able to shoot it, if I'm able to do another video on it, I may do a follow-up to see how I wrapped it up. But that's so far something. What's causing it to grind, I don't know. I don't know what's causing that to do that. See that, how it's eating away? But I'm gonna have to find out, because if I buy another one of these and put it on there and does the same thing, then we got a problem, right? Okay. All right, folks. Thanks again. Hold on. Hold on. I'm out of frame. You know what I might end up working out? I might end up doing a thing, right, guys, where uh I'll show people how to set up your studio where you can work it, right? With just a one-man studio. Because all the trouble I've been having with it, I should have some kind of success story to share with somebody. Oh my gosh. All right. I'll see you guys later. Stay positive. Don't forget, hit a like on the channel. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the positive comments. Thanks for buying the supplies. Thanks for donating. Thanks for everything, for becoming members. I appreciate it. Okay. Until next time, folks, stay positive. And